Alright, welcome to the shop. I'm going to eventually get into some time-lapse video of how I lay this floor, but for those people that are actually watching this because they want to learn how to lay this stuff or they're having problems with it, I'm just going to get right to it. My initial problem is that the gaps didn't seem to be closing on here, and I just was fighting it the whole way. I guess what I would recommend for anybody starting this is don't start up against the wall initially. Start out, like, clean the floor, get everything all nice and clean, and start assembling your first 2 or 3 pieces out in the field, and we get it 3 or 4 deep, whatever it is, so that they're all linked together nicely, and then scoot that whole piece up against the wall, pretend that's my wall, and then take a box of your stuff and weight it down. Because as this develops mass, as it becomes less shifty, it becomes easier to work with. So work out in the field, don't have the wall in your way at first, and then scoot that over. And then what I have found that works is that when I start this, and I apologize, I don't have a tripod, I sort of start, I get this long edge seated, get that pressed in there, and then hold on, let me set the camera down, I'll show you. So I've got that seated along the long edge, and then I sort of just bend this edge and press it down. But you can see that there's a little bit of a relief there. It should, if you do it right, it snaps into place. And again, I'm starting to fiddle with it, and sometimes it works. Ow. And anyway, you can see it's starting to go down now. I'll have to fiddle with it a little bit more. But now, effectively, you can see that there's a gap here. And that gap, you can't have that. Again, I'm going to put weight on the front part because you can see that gap is pretty closed up right there. I'll zoom all the way in. Again, I apologize for this. But now that I have that gap reconciled, I'm going to put a little bit of weight where it's nice and sealed here, and try to lift up and press in as much as I can, and that's pretty close. Now pay attention to this gap here. I've got a scrap piece of board. I'm going to lock it in, and again with my weight, so I don't shift the whole thing across the room, that gap just disappeared. So, and I've just been doing that, and then these gaps, you know, I'm on the first floor, so luckily, alright, so that just seated down in there now. So now that's nice and flush and there's no reveal or anything there. So it's just a long, arduous process. The way this stuff lays down is not ideal. If I was going to start over again, I would buy the peel and stick. I've laid that in the last house that I was at, and it went down like a dream. So while I like the way this looks, it's, you know, less user-friendly in terms of laying it down. But anyway, I'm getting the hang of it. It's just user error. So alright, now onto the time lapse. Welcome back to Joe's shop, but it won't be any shop content today. This is going to be flooring content. The bedroom in the condo is pretty nice. It's got some dark furniture, but the foot of the bed, you know, the high traffic areas, the carpet's sort of worn down. And Catherine's an obsessive, compulsive, neat freak, if you will. Anyway, we're still getting organized, so pardon the cords draped everywhere. And it's laundry day every day in this house. So the content today is going to be removing this carpet and installing a click-lock vinyl waterproof floor. The reason I've got waterproof is because this is right on the water, and water has actually gotten up to, during a hurricane and an equinox tide, the water almost came into this place. So in an effort to sort of stave off or mitigate any water damage that might happen in the future, and to work towards the end of having a nice tidy house that doesn't have any dust or any of the stuff that comes along with carpet, I'm going to rip this up and put down this vinyl interlocking floor. And that just needs a utility knife, from what I understand, So we'll get a lot of time lapse of that going together. Hopefully I can do that without removing all the furniture in here. I'm going to start on this wall and work my way over and just shift stuff as I work. So no doubt there's going to be some catastrophic flaws in my thinking, but that's why I'm making this video, so that if anybody else is going down this path and going to try these vinyl floors, that hopefully they can learn from my mistakes and get some idea of what it's going to look like at the end when compared to go from carpet to the hardwood or the vinyl flooring. So let me go ahead and get the camera set up and get started. Alright, so the light is horrible in here. Let me see if I've got my work light over here. These are the new floors. I've got the... Yeah, Catherine's complaining because they're not clean, but... Anyway, they're pretty clean. It's done. I've got, you know, first little bit of baseboard down there. I've got a lot more to do. All in all, I'd say that I would prefer the laminate with the peel and stick, not this interlocking stuff. The interlocking... You know, if you've got a lot of time, or maybe you're more skilled or whatever than I am, but I found it very difficult to put down, and I didn't get the hang of it till, you know, 7 boxes into it. I would say that the number one thing that you need to have is a set of knee pads. Number 2 thing is a soft blow hammer, and, you know, 3, maybe some patience. Having a second person to cut pieces while you're on the ground would be super helpful. Catherine was doing laundry and all this other stuff. And anyway, I think if you were going to do a whole house, the laminate cutting tool would be indispensable. I think they're 150 or 200 bucks or something like that. But, you know, it would make your life so much easier. So anyway, the old carpet's out. This is the teak, the Java teak, whatever. It's waterproof, so I guess for those of you guys up north that have basements and whatnot, this would probably be a pretty nice floor to put down. She's going to fire up the vacuum, so I'm going to have to stop here in a second, but hold on, Catherine. This has been a great tool, too. This is my Makita 18-volt vacuum. I also have the 12-volt version of that. The 18 volt's nice, but what's really cool about it is that it has this cyclonic thing here, so it takes the big chips and throws them all in here, deposits them, so that you're not clogging the filter up here all the time. And then it's all translucent so you can see when it's dirty. But this has been a great tool, and we use it just day in and day out for cleaning the house. But then, you know, it was also great out here to get up the dust, because the concrete never stops producing dust unless it's sealed. So you can sweep till you're blue in the face and it's always going to be dusty. But anyway, this went together pretty good, so I just want to say thank you for watching and subscribing, and I apologize for being backed up on the comments and everything like that. It's just been super hectic. But anyway, I hope you're having a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.